Hi, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So, updating the astrological situation for the orange president, lately turned roofer or roof walker, or whichever insanity is manifesting to us on any given day. First, we do have the full moon coming up, which starts tomorrow. We're in the zone as really even late tonight, but tomorrow for sure enters Aquarius. Full moon is going to be in the 17-degree range of Leo Aquarius. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't think this full moon is all that significant for him. I mean, he does have so many intersecting, very tricky cycles happening all at the same time during this period in his life that potentially you could say something could explode at any moment. Yes, but some full moons are more likely to trigger such things than others. And because those degrees, they're not particularly troublesome for him, it's unlikely that that would happen. Although you could perhaps see another example of this kind of extravagant, really monumentally stupid behavior that he loves to engage in, mostly to distract. He is like a professional distraction machine. He knows that the way to keep things moving forward is to make sure that the media carries the messaging that is favorable to him, or at least pushes down, dampens the dangerous messaging, the kind of things that are not good for him. And in that sense, he has been quite successful. However, you remember that I had said the August period with Mars, it actually extends back to late July, the period where Mars was doing the square to his sun and moon would be more difficult. It certainly was. But now Mars is past those degrees. So we're in that lull period ahead of where we'll get into another challenging point, which doesn't really come until mid-month. Around mid-month, Mars gets far enough into Libra, around the fourth, fifth degree, where it starts to lock into that infamous T-square of his formed by Eris, Mercury, and Neptune, whereupon what is most likely to happen is a reaction to the strategy he's using, which is to flood the zone with his messaging, counter messaging, point to Obama, point to Clinton. You can see that all these Trump supporters, meaning people like J.D. Vance, this is what in this case, I'm referring them to supporters in the sense of the people that work with him, J.D. Vance, Kash Patel, Bongino, Pam Bondi. They're all furiously trying to come up with ways to put information in the news that will shift his base away from the Epstein matter, which is extremely threatening. So in other words, it's the idea that I'm going to trigger their hatred of, for example, if you recall the one where long post where everybody in there was a person of color, Al Sharpton, Eric Holder, Barack Obama. I mean, it's just not even a dog whistle. It's so obvious what he does. You trigger those feelings in the base to shift them away from the Epstein messaging, which he doesn't like. So Mars, when it gets into the mid-August period, for about 10 days, probably they'll go overboard, or maybe some other thing will pop up, some news, maybe a video somewhere, or something happens to amp up the problem. And so then he goes on his back foot for a week to 10 days. Then, as far as the Mars is concerned, there's another lull until we get into around first week of September. There's another swath in there during which, same thing again, he goes to his back foot. And remember, this is the key. One of the themes you'll hear from me a lot is that even though, of course, wouldn't it be great if the wheels fell off and he just was taken down completely? Of course, that would be perfect. It'd be wonderful. I continue to think this is not likely on a political level because even if all kinds of damaging things emerge, this group is completely shameless. He's at the top. He's got them well trained. This is how they work. They don't care about anything. They'll lie about it. You know, they have a news outlets that will support them doing it. They can keep things going, even though you know, most people with a brain can see clearly that they're contradicting themselves, they're hiding things. Sure, all of that is true, but none of this is the kind of thing that would be enough to take him down completely, but it's enough to put him on his back foot. And this is the key in a political battle. Constantly keep your opponent on the defensive, force him to pick up more things, keep the situation going. And over a period of time, this becomes favorable because you're chipping away at their support. You're not going to move everybody, not even close, but you just want to move enough people in order for that to happen. And in the meantime, the real focus, which I'm going to take up in the next couple of videos, but one of these videos especially, is in terms of, yes, where this could really happen, where he completely falls apart, is in the incoming threat to his health, which is now very close to the zone that we're entering into, very, very close. It's going to be later this month. It lasts quite a while. Now, that is definitely very dangerous to him. And I continue to believe that it is only that particular zone, meaning zone here now I'm referring to the topic, health and well-being, that can definitely do it. The other material is really helpful in chipping away at his supposed competence, meaning he doesn't have any, but you have to keep demonstrating it. And you're moving into election season and you're counting on the fact that there would be enough erosion in his base together with increased disdain from the opposite base, the Democratic base, which wants to take him down. And so that's how that would work. Look to the next video for this other much bigger topic because that is the most important. And it's curious that now we can see the precise degrees that are coming up that reflect this very real danger to him.